with each other, whether it be a kind of like random meeting while you were a merchant, or whether it was because you grew up in the same place, or maybe you even conspired against each other without the others even knowing. But you all kind of are aware of each other. And as you have each all kind of drifted away from the careers that were formerly kind of the heart of your lives, you have all gotten notice from the kingdom of Drynax. Drynax, which is in the Trojan Reach, of a potential job that your character is perfect for taking part in. Now, two of your characters were already on Drynax, Andrew and Slems, whereas Ukluna and Gani Makor have arrived in different means. Um, Ukluna, you arrived aboard a ship using your Traveler's Aid Society membership. So you arrived in basically a commercial ship to the city of Drynax, which floats above the planet. This magnificent gold and platinum floating marvel of science. And one of the first things when you land at the starport that is in the city itself is that you are scanned by the local authorities. They are all kind of armored up in their battle dress as you come in. They call themselves Hawk Guards. Let me just roll here just a second. Six. Okay, and they detect your implants as you come in, and they have you check your belongings at the starport. And I assume you don't put any fuss about not bringing your guns and your armor in.
A man will allow this.
And so it
And
begins.
and
You guys have no
you
idea.
you bring your notice of your invitation by the king, and you're going to be getting an escort to his chambers. Um, Gani Makor, you arrive with your two yachts. Basically, the only things that you were able to bring from our planet after you were kind of forced out at the end by your sister, who basically told you not to come back. Uh,
Sister.
but but the king of Drynax actually did provide you a skeleton crew for both vessels to bring it over to Drynax. And as you
Skeletons.
land, your skeleton crew leaves with you. Yeah, you're scanned by the security as well as you come in, but as you really have nothing but the clothes on your back, you easily pass through security.
He's in his
And
military uniform, by the way.
okay. And already, you have Andrew and you have Slems, who are both living here on the floating palace. Here in on Discord, I will do a little image here of the floating palace itself, where you find yourself.
Nice.
The planet below is a mixture of just like glass and just like debris beneath you, a remnant of the Aslan attack 2 centuries prior that wiped out almost all life from this planet.
I love how it looks
But
like
you,
an egg.
I was about to
yeah,
say this looks like an egg.
well, it's the egg that basically contains the entirety of Drynaxian culture. Uh, you all find yourselves being brought to the antechamber. So you each see each other for the first time all together. Some of you recognize each other. Others, you're seeing for the first time.
Well, is it easy for you to remind us which of us know each other ahead of time?
So Daniel, you know Slems from
Okay.
your reports and everything. You've seen his picture, you've seen everything kind of in his dossier.
Okay.
Um, Slems knows Andrew, and Andrew knows Slems and Ganny McCore.
So no one knows me.
No one knows you
Okay.
specifically.
Okay.
So you're in this sort of like antechamber right here. The room is covered in just artifacts. There are pieces of artwork from dozens of different worlds adorning the walls. The floors themselves are imported marble and obsidian from off-world that depict various different conquests that the kingdom of Drynax had done in the past. There is gold filigree almost everywhere, and it looks pretty swanky. And as you kind of like sniff the air itself is perfumed. The Hawk Guard, who are these soldiers in battle dress that have a very kind of like avian theme to them. There's about six of them in this room, kind of just watching you right now as you're sitting on your plush couches. Are all just standing at attention. Um, After about an hour of you guys waiting there, you are all called in to uh, the king's chamber. Normally, when the king addresses the public here in Drynax, he would go to the Parapet of Glory, which is a mile-long balcony along the starboard side of the floating palace that looks across the dusky skies of Drynax. But in this case, he's brought you to kind of a smaller room. It maybe would only fit like 20 people max. You do notice that the floors, the ceiling, the walls, all of it seems to be forged out of a singular piece of platinum. Um, the king is sitting on a throne as you guys approach. He looks like this. The room is kind of dimly lit.
Is he the only
And
non-guard person in here?
good question. Looking around, you can spot 12
What does he
hawk
look like?
guards in here.
But he's the only non-guard person in here?
At the moment, yes. And here is what he looks like on the Discord.
That's cool.
Hmm.
And for a closer picture, let me get this one.
He looks like me.
Actually, I think he kind of looks pretty close to Monty's character's picture when you look at this one.
Is this one of your bastard children?
The king.
Or is Monty's character the bastard child of the king?
Now we know why the princess was so into daddy issues.
It's all about family.
Oh,
Right.
jeez.
Targaryens.
I was about to say that's a very Targaryen
No.
thing we're going with.
Okay. So as you all enter the room, he kind of stands up from his throne. He's like, "Ah, hello there, friends, come." He waves one of his many kind of bejeweled, encrusted hands, and there are four chairs that kind of emerge from the floor before his throne. Please join me. We have much to discuss.
Gani's gonna like kneel in the presence of him and say,
Look at that! He's kneeling! Oh, no, I like you. I like you already. Yes, yes. Very good, very good.
I'm going to
Yes,
stay
because,
standing and regard him coolly, studying his movements.
I do the kneeling thing also.
well, thank you, thank you. He kind of waves his hand and he says, "Well, I am the Bumpty-Umph, the Emperor of Sindal, the Lord Admiral of the Star Guard, Protector of the What's-It, and Duke of the other thing." Ah. And he kind of stands up and he like you see he kind of moves around a bit on his throne. It seems like he's gained a bit of weight. You remember this, Andrew and Slems, from like when you were a child. He appears as if he's about in his mid-50s. He says, "Well, I might be fatter than a gas giant," and he kind of glares at Okluna. "But I am still the goddamn king, so either sit down or get out."
Dude, oh, is he talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's going to take me a little bit to get used to my name because I don't know it.
Why is he staring? Why is he mad at
Because
Daniel's
he's the only
character?
Well,
one who didn't
he's the only one that didn't really like bow or anything.
Oh, I see. I gotcha.
A man will sit if it will speed up this meeting.
Good. Well, now that you're here, I want to offer you all a bit of an opportunity. He first kind of looks over to Andrew. "Andrew, I have heard great things about your time serving our world. You have ventured out into the Trojan Reach. You have made connections. You have made our planet a little bit more prominent, despite what some of your more backstabbing family might have some of the populace believe." He looked over at Slems and says, "Slems, you're a miscreant. You are probably a drug addict and generally a fuck up. So I think you might want to, find some way of turning around your life at this point, and boy, do I have an opportunity for you."
Well said, my king.
Uh, he looks at Gani McCor and says, well, I loved your book, and I don't think the Imperium knew what they had when they had you. But I think that if you join in this endeavor, we can help forge a much better universe together."
I say under my breath, what a kiss ass.
and then I say to that offer, I say, you'll have my full cooperation, sire.
And then he looks over to Okluna and says, and I've seen some records of yours, and I know you've had certain activities within my kingdom, but I believe that we can make more use of your skills than your Imperium ever did, and, well, we wouldn't throw you away like they did. He kind of claps his hands together and says, "Look, we need to reinvigorate the kingdom of Drynax, the Sindel Empire. We used to cover," and he points to his side, and there's a little holographic map of the Trojan Reach. On one side, you see there's a great red expanse of the Third Imperium. On the other, the golden glow of the Aslan Hierate. And between the two are dozens of points of light, each marking a different independent star system. Threads of commerce and trade run between the two empires like arteries. Once, every world along that trade route shared in the bounty. Traders paid taxes to use our space and our starports. Then, because my ancestors were greedy bastards, everything fell apart. The kingdom collapsed, and that meant those cold-blooded Villani snakes picked the Trojan Reach apart. It's every world for themselves out there right now, and solitary worlds can't bloody hold out against that god-accursed empire. So, here's what we're going to do. My star forces discovered a relic of the old Sindel Empire about a year ago. An intact carrier, a vessel of immense power and possibility. And I want all four of you to take the Harrier and you cut a bloody swath across the stars. Attack shipping, raid starports, hit fuel depots, take what prizes you can. Don't kill anyone you don't have to, though. We want to bleed the merchants until they go crying to the Imperium, not start a bloody war. Pirating is one part of my plan. The next part is all those worlds out there, and he points to the map. We make them our allies, sell stolen goods there, defend them from raiders, recruit crew, give them a taste of wealth, and bring them back under the banner of Drynax. When the time comes, we offer the Imperium a deal. The pirate attacks stop if they recognize the kingdom of Drynax and give me my rightful due. He slams his meaty fist into the arm of the throne. We do this right, and we'll show there's life in this old empire yet. Now, here are some terms. We keep this a secret for the Imperium as long as possible. He takes out a document from the side of his throne. This is a letter of Marquis. Of course, no one's carried these papers in bloody centuries. It basically says every ship within Drynax is your legal prey. But from all of you, again, I reiterate, I don't want cutthroats and murderers. I want thieves. But I want you to keep this letter of Marquis hidden until we sign the peace. The ship, the Harrier, it's going to be loaned to you. You're responsible for repairs and maintenance, but she's coming home to the kingdom at the end of this. 10% of anything you make comes to me and Drynax. Spend as much as you can, spare on these colony worlds, and curry favor with them. We'll need them on our side if this isn't going to blow up in our faces. And to sweeten the pot, if this works, you'll all be made dukes of my court. And he kind of stops and he glances at a side door. Get in here, daughter. This whole scheme was your idea. You guys see the crowned princess of Drynax slipping into the room. Let me get a picture of her here. Slems, you'll recognize her because you had a previous romantic relationship with her.
Sheepishly cast a gaze towards her and turn away
He definitely gets
embarrassed.
an elbow.
Yeah.
She is a Prince Harrick.
What does she look like?
This is what she looks like. Crown Princess Harrick. As she slips into the room, she kind of frowns at her father and rolls her eyes. Do I have to explain the whole clandestine part of this scheme to you again, sire? She smiles at all of you and has a kind of a lingering look at Slems. You can't tell if she's amused or furious. The king rises from his throne and takes his daughter's hand in his huge fist. If we are going to save this kingdom, daughter, we shall have to trust these travelers. After all, if they succeed, you're marrying one of them. The king turns to you all and says, well, do you have any further questions or concerns? Do you accept my offer?
So, is it also a competition as well, then? I ask.
Oh ho ho! Listen to him, daughter, a competition. Why? Yes, I suppose if you impress me more, I might be more inclined to give you my daughter's hand.
Uh,
What if we don't want her?
is that what you said out loud?
Yeah.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Then he kind of frowns and is like, then you don't get her.
Oh, that's fair.
Uh, but yeah, I'll say, I'll say, could could my prize also? I say, if I get first, I guess, could my prize be to like lead your armies?
Possibly, yes. I mean, if you even if you get to the point where you're marrying my daughter, then you will be in next in line to rule the entire kingdom with her.
You'll be the king consort.
Heck yeah.
Any other concerns?
No, that's it.
Now, he puts out 4 pieces of paper on the desk that rises from the floor. Here is the contract between yourselves and the kingdom. You can look them over. These basically go over the terms we just discussed. And I will, of course, be doing a recording of the signing as well, which will include your biometric scan.
Isn't one of us a lawyer?
Yeah. Well, some of you know legal terms.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. I think Ganny McCore. Yeah, Ganny McCore is quite versed in legal matters.
Hmm.
If you want to make the first roll of the campaign,
Sure, I'll do it.
because you have Advocate 4, so it would be +4 and then plus your education, which is +1, so 2d6 plus 5.
Okay. Uh, 13.
You look over the contract, and it seems pretty ironclad for Drynax itself. It basically lists out the Harrier that you're going to be inheriting. It gives legal recourse in Drynax itself if you go against the terms of the contract, which basically will be death. Um, and like it would be harder to enforce outside of Drynaxian space, but it does clearly show that the Harrier itself is owned by the Kingdom of Drynax.
Does the Harrier does it have like a list of like weapons on the Harrier and stuff like that or no?
Oh yeah, well I'll be giving you the stats next.
Okay. Yeah, I'll sign it.
Okay.
I'll sign it, and then with a proper bow that is perhaps maybe just a little too low, I'll say, Valar Daharis, my liege.
Imagine
What
he's
the
like,
blazes is that?
You're right. That's what I was thinking.
I was hoping to hire someone who knew plain Galactic.
Plain galactic.
In Drynax, we don't press one for English or for plain Galactic.
All right, so so does everybody else sign?
Yes.
Yes.
And Andrew?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. All right. He said, "All right, excellent, excellent." He kind of waves his hand and says, "Look, I'm kind of busy. I have an orgy planned, and I need to make sure the cocaine is excellent. So I'm gonna have one of my men escort you to the Harrier, and you can sort of start to make your arrangements." He claps his hands and music starts playing in the room. There's like some mood lighting starts and servants start bringing in containers. One of the hawk guards kind of gestures for you to follow him, and you find yourselves in a little procession to a private hangar.
Okay.
Does Slems look back longingly at the party that he's missing?
Yeah, I stand around and I take in the sights and sounds that I once knew so well, and I close my eyes and I can almost taste the cocaine. And then I sigh deeply and catch up with the rest of the group.
I'm gonna make my way over to Andrew.
Hey, long
Okay.
time no see.
As you're
Damn,
walking,
you don't look like you've aged a day.
Right? Yeah, neither do you, I say. Trying to be complimentary.
Liar.
But yeah, how's everything been?
Crazy, but we'll get. I just got out of a stint in the Marines, and I had some family issues, and now I'm going to start this.
Right? I mean, yeah. I mean, were the family issues, were they okay, or?
I'm still working it out.
Well, I mean, hey, like, the four of us are gonna be family, right?
Hopefully.
I chortle behind the group, hearing this,
Oh God,
and then
oh God, he's choking. I'm gonna give you the Heimlich maneuver.
yeah, and then I play it off like a choke.
I'm gonna give you the Heimlich maneuver.
Families.
I'll accept the Heimlich maneuver
I'll gladly accept.
while making direct eye contact with Andrew.
I'm doing this for you.
What do I roll for that?
Medic.
well, what are you trying to do?
Give him the Heimlich maneuver. I think he's choking.
I guess that would be a medic check on your part.
Okay.
And that's one of the few things that you're not actually trained in.
Okay, so
Heyo.
just 2d6 then?
It'll be 2d6 minus 3 plus 1 from your education. So 2d6 minus 2.
So 2 minus 2 is 0.
Oh god, you're gonna hurt him. Roll for me 1d6.
Just the first death of the campaign. 4.
Okay, damn. Okay, Slems, you take 2 damage to your endurance. Your endurance is temporarily a 5, so you're at -1 now. As Gani McCore comes up behind you and just starts like squeezing you super tightly, and you just feel like your ribs themselves just kind of start to compact a bit, and it's really painful.
Even through my subdermal armor?
Subdermal armor. Well, okay. Actually, okay, in this case,
Forgot about the subdermal armor, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
If he had rolled actually 6, he would have gotten through your subdermal armor. But you can tell without the subdermal armor, this idiot would have really hurt you.
Yeah. I put that information in the back of my pocket.
You all emerge into this hangar. The lights come up.
By the way,
and
I pat your character on the back and say, "Death is certain. The time is not."
You can see in different shades of mottled green the Harrier. It's sitting there. It looks like it's gleaming in the light. This ship is, I think it's bigger than any of the yachts that you currently possess. The Hawk soldier looks at you all and says, and passes you a data pad with the specifications. And he says, the king says that you came with certain resources that we can